Okay, page 230. This is chapter 4, section 4.1. Page 230, number 2. Let's read the directions there, the paragraph, right above number 1 there. It says determine the leading term. Okay, first thing you want to do with a polynomial like this, it's a fourth degree polynomial, is put it in order, lowest, highest term first. Then the cubic, then the square, and then there's a constant left. So that's the first thing you want to do with a polynomial. Highest power to the lowest power, which is the constant. Okay, what's the leading term? Well, it'd be this one. That's the leading term. What's the leading coefficient? That's the 0.11. The coefficients are numbers in front of variables. That's called a coefficient. And the degree of the polynomial, it's 4, because it's the highest term. Then classify the polynomial as constant, linear, quadratic, cubic, or quartic. So a fourth degree is a quartic. Okay, so that's number 2. Number 6. So I'm going to put it in order right away. It looks like it already is. Looks like it already is in order. There's the third, the second, the first, and the constant. So okay, what's the leading term? 2.4x cubed. What's the leading coefficient? 2.4. What's the power? 3. And this will be a cubic. Okay, I think that's pretty straightforward exercise there. Let's look at number 12. Let's select one of the 4 sketches that follow to describe the end behavior of the polynomial. So here's number 12. And we're going to talk about the end behavior. What does that mean? Okay, what does the end behavior mean? It means if we graph this polynomial, if we graph it, plot points, what happens on the edges? So for example, if I start to graph this polynomial, I don't care about what happens on the inside part right in here. I want to know what happens way out here on the edges. Okay? This determines the edges. Okay? Or the end behavior. So for example, if I was to plug 10, if I plug 10 in here, 10 to the 4th is clearly bigger than 10 cubed, 10 squared, or 10 or minus 5. So you see, big numbers are affected the most by the biggest term. This is called the dominant term. Okay, this is called the dominant term. So if I plug 10 in here, 10 to the 4th is like 10,000 times a 4th. It's still a big number. So over here where I get 10, I get big. I get a big number. So the polynomial is going to be shooting up on this side. What about negative 10? Well, negative 10 to the 4th is still a big number as well as over here as well. So it's going to be big on this side. So it looks like the end behavior is going to go up on both sides. So if you look at part A, it kind of goes like this. It goes back up again. If you look at part A, that's the answer. It goes up on both both ends. Let's look at another one. How about number 14? And by the way, we can graph this polynomial on your graphing calculator. This last one, you can type that in your graphing calculator and graph it. You'll see it'll go up on both ends. So you should try that. So 14, what's the dominant term? It's the 5th power. Okay, that's the term that matters. The rest of these don't matter as far as end behavior goes. So that's the dominant term. So let's try 10 again. 10 to the fifth is even bigger. It's got 5 zeros. Okay. So if you try 10 and negative 10, plug 10 to the fifth, it's going to be big. It's going to get big. It's going to go up on the right side. I don't care about the little numbers. I care about the big numbers. How about negative 10? Oh, a negative 10 to the fifth is negative. So it's going to be down here. It's going to go down. So you can see one of the options, it looks like C. C does this. Goes up on the right, down on the left. So the answer is going to be C.